Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And we're here for day 3 of the New York Knicks training camp. Bernard King, legends, come to visit the Knicks. Marcus Morris talking old school basketball. So let's get with this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk a little bit. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not following me or you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel right now. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post on my community section. If you're watching me on Sportscaster, follow me on Sportscaster. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. All that good stuff. So, let's talk Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not going to be on terribly long because I do have basketball practice to get to in a short period of time. So, you know, we're going to go through, we're going to look at some of these interviews, listen to some of these interviews, and talk about what they said. Because the overall theme that I got from today's camp was old school Knicks basketball. That's what I got from the camp. Not that I was there, but that's what I heard from the interviews that I listened to, that the Knicks really did focus on old school basketball. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk some old school basketball. All right. Now, David Fizdale, he did have some words to say about our boy Elfrid Payton. I like some of the things he said about Elfrid Payton. So the first person that I want to listen to is David Fizdale. And then we'll chop it up and talk about what we heard from David Fizdale. Okay, because David Fizdale, you know, he talked about Elfrid Payton being a relentless guy, a defender, one of those gnats that really get under your skin. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of guys, you know, when we talk about this old school basketball stuff, those are the type of guys that you want to have on your team. Those guys that get under your skin, that make you mad. You know what I'm saying? That makes your skin crawl, makes you want to fight them. You know what I'm saying? We got guys like that, man. We can be, well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a listen to David Fizdale, right? We do got some guys in the chat. Isaiah, he's at work. You know what I'm saying? About to get himself fired so he can listen to the New York Knicks. But he's in the chat with us. But before we get to Isaiah, nah, don't wave yet, Isaiah, because they can't see you. So don't wave yet. We're going to listen to David Fizdale first. And then we'll get to Isaiah as we talk about David Fizdale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is David Fizdale talking to the media after training camp today. Let's take a listen.
You mentioned something about the offense yesterday, more diverse. When did it hit you that you said, you know, I want to add to the playbook?
Well, I knew it the whole time. Just last year, I just didn't think we could retain a lot of complication. And, you know, it was just trying to teach them just basic spacing, how to play out of certain situations and things like that. But I just feel like those, with the young kids being a year older, and the guys that we brought in coming from places that, you know, they had some really good offensive coaches, I felt like this group can handle more stuff to where we get different movements, cutting, things like that. And they're picking it up pretty good. Was last year more of a heavy on pick and rolls and isolation and not as deep? Definitely more of that. You know, we didn't have a lot of post-up options, especially after Ennis was gone, and so it was much more pick and roll and open attacks.
When you look at last year, correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like there was a point where like developing young guys was prioritized over wins and losses. Is there like a pecking order coming into this season? Is it like winning games, developing guys, and then something like that? Yeah, and at the end of the day, development, you know, it should always be happening, I feel. And, you know, but I do feel like this group is more ready to win a little more than last year. So we're challenging them to go out and win every game that they, you know, that we play in. And, you know, through competition and fighting for your minutes and your spot, you know, you will develop.
So did they just get the playbook, the offensive playbook, and did they get it a couple couple of weeks ago, or are they just learning?
No, we're learning it right now. We work, we talked about spacing and fundamentals and stuff through our individual workouts and small group workouts. So we got to implement some concepts in those situations. But the total, we wanted to put it out here on the floor and show them together.
Is it possible that guys like Knox and Knicks see their minutes go down compared to last year?
That's going to be dependent on them. Yeah, absolutely. You're fighting for your minutes in practice against talented players. We're still going to need those guys to win games. They're going to have to play well to help us win games. And the minutes will be determined on, performance.
How intriguing is a guy like Porter? When you coached against him, what did you know Bobby Porter? How intriguing is he for you?
He's very versatile. The fact that he shot almost 40% from three last year. He's a guy that's really good at rolling into the pocket and making plays out of the pocket. He's an underrated passer. You can run offense through him in the low post and elbow areas. And defensively, I think he's gotten a bad rap. I watch him on film, and he does a lot of good things helping his teammates and rebounding the basketball.
What have you seen from Alfred Payton so far?
Intensity. He is a tough cookie.
How much does a group like this with the young guys, how much do they need that? Or does it help them?
No, it's just that it raises the level. He brings a lot out of Dennis and Frank and the other guys with his level of intensity and the way he competes.
There's been so much talk about the point guard situation. Can you envision playing two or three of those guys at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Frank and Alfred?
Absolutely.
Alfred hasn't been too much of a three-point shooter in his career at this point. Is that still a part of his game that you guys think you can maybe unleash a little bit?
Well, what we're going to try to do is slowly build it the right way. With fundamentals and simplification, and but at the end of the day, I want him to be himself. I don't want him trying to be Steph Curry. That's not, Steph is, there's certain guys in this league that's what they do. Alfred is a pace guy. He's an attacker. I think he's a big guard that can post some guards. So I want him to keep being himself, but at the same time, we will continue to grow his shot.
He seems like a guy, a pain in the neck to play against, a guy that is going to battle you.
Yeah, he's an irritant. And I love the fact that he rebounds the ball. Like, he goes and gets the ball. You saw last year, he had like 3 triple-doubles in a row. The guy just is always engaged. He's always trying to help his team win. And like I said, he's got an edge to him that I like.
How would you characterize your new offensive playbook? Like, it's obviously not the triangle.
So I can't wait to read this story.
He wants you to give him his headline.
Yeah. I don't know, Bern, but I know I just want to get the ball over half court quickly. I want to get the ball moving. I want to get a lot of guys involved in the game with the understanding of whoever's got it going that night, we got to keep that guy going. We're going to be an attacking team, a team that gets into the paint. I want to be a team that gets to the foul line.
Do you want to just kind of layups type of offense, or do you still want to integrate mid-range stuff?
I still feel like at the end of the day, putting pressure on the rim is the #1 priority. I think that's where it creates everything else. We got more three-point shooting this year, so I expect for us to maybe shoot a few more threes and make a few more threes. But at the end of the day, if guys are good pull-up jump shooters, I want them shooting that shot with confidence if they're open.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So you heard it from David Fizdale right there. And I'm going to say, just David, don't read the New York Post or any other medium. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you're doing, because guys are going to, they're going to say stuff anyway, man. So just go ahead and do what you're going to do, David. But anyway, let's unpack some of the things that David Fizdale said. First and foremost, I want to talk about Elfrid Payton, because I know my man City for real is loving what he just heard from David Fizdale about Elfrid Payton and the way that Elfrid Payton is bringing the intensity, the way that Elfrid Payton is just like a gnat and gets under your skin and bothers you. And, his intensity and the way that he approaches the game obviously is going to have a positive effect on Dennis Smith Jr., on Frank Ntilikina, because they got to step up. They've got to step up. If they don't step up and play the game, Elfrid Payton is going to be there. That Alpha Wall Street, as my man City for Real likes to say, is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So they better step up, play hard. Now, look, for Frank, he's kind of a Elfrid Payton mini, right? He's a clone of Elfrid Payton. He's taller, but he's a clone of Elfrid Payton so far in his career and the things that he can do on the floor. So you got two guys at that point guard spot that can really play some defense and harass you. You know, the point guard spot, that's the point of entry. That's got to be your first line of defense right there. So to have two guys in Frank and Elfrid Payton that can play aggressively on the ball, pick up 94 feet. And there's some people that waver about Elfrid Payton. I think he plays pretty good defense. That's my opinion of him. You know, and hopefully Dennis Smith Jr. falls right in line, falls right into with that group of guys, which I think he will. He's going to have to. You know what I'm saying? When you're setting a culture like that, guys fall in line. Guys fall in line. You heard David Fizdale say, you know, right now he's, you know, they're just kind of starting to put in just a few concepts of the offense. We talked last night about some of the details, and he went through and went over some of the diversity and details, cross screens, pin downs, moving off the ball, those type of things that he wants to do. But right now, and you'll hear from Kevin Knox later, they're kind of getting into the flow of the offense. They're working on the fast break, right? Getting the ball up the floor, getting used to each other's movements, getting used to each other's tendencies. Now, training camp is short, so you got to start getting some of these things in soon because they play Monday. Now, you know, Monday is just a preseason game. They have like 4 preseason games so they can get more sets in, you know, as they're moving through preseason. Okay? But I do like what I hear about Elfrid Payton, you know, and I'm going to get to some of these guys that's in the chat because we got some guys, we got some more guys in the chat. We got the French Knicks podcast in the chat. Who's Marcus in the chat. Isaiah's in the chat. Andy's in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got some guys to talk to. And we're going to get over here and we're going to talk to these guys real quick, all right? I'm going to start off with Isaiah since he got the colorful shirt on. You know, Isaiah, you want to sit down and get in the camera for me, my man? Got the, you know, the colorful Bill Cosby joint on, looking dapper Dan today. Isaiah, what's popping, brother? How you feeling?
Not much, man. I had to show the jewelry off a little quick.
Okay. I mean, you know, don't show it off too much. You still got to go outside. You know what I mean? You never know who's watching the stream, you know?
I'm not scared in this town, but you know.
Okay. Elfrid Payton, talk to me about Elfrid Payton. We talked about him a little bit last night, but you heard what David Fizdale said. He's a gnat. He's that gnat kind of guy. Brings a lot of intensity. You know, kind of the guy that can set the tone defensively from that point guard spot.
I'm going to say it again, man. I think we got a lot of good defenders on this team. I think we got a lot of sneaky good defenders on the team. When it comes to it, I'm excited. Like, we got Frank and if we got dudes that can defend the perimeter. If we got Frank and Elfrid Payton and a couple other guys on the wing, man, listen, I'm not even joking. We can be a top 15 defense. Not even joking.
Okay. All right, well, you know, let's get there first. Let me ask you this. They asked David Fizdale about playing some of these guys together, playing Frank and Elfrid Payton together, Frank and DSJ together, DSJ and Elfrid Payton together. What do you think about that?
I like it, man. If we can get some of these guys, I'm really big into the ball movement. I always like having 2 or 3 ball handlers on the court at the same time. So if we can keep the ball moving and we got guys that want to play unselfish, we got all these unselfish guys, man. We can get open shots. You guys cutting, guys doing screens. We can get really good offense.
Okay. All right. Let me get to Mark because I do have a question I want to ask about that. Mark.
Yo. What's
good, man? What do you think about what David Fizdale said, playing some of these point guards together? Frank Ntilikina, you know who our point guards are, playing them together. What do you think?
Well, what's so crazy, right? When you think about the combinations he could run with, and you could run Dennis Smith with Frank and Elfrid Payton with Frank, but you can't run Elfrid Payton with Dennis Smith on the floor. So I think Frank Frank will play an important role this year behind those point guards playing defense.
Okay, so why can you not play? Why can't you play Elfrid Payton and Dennis Smith?
Because Dennis Smith needs the ball, Elfrid Payton needs the ball to operate.
Okay, all right. They're not off-ball guards. They're not off-ball guards. Okay, all right. And now let me ask you this: having any one of those three on the court together, are you concerned about the shooting?
Yeah, because
up until this point, they have not been shooters in the league, right? They shoot, all three of them shoot a bad percentage from three.
They're not consistent.
Yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. last year, 29%. Frank Ntilikina last year, 29%. Elfrid Payton last year, 31% from three. Are you concerned at all about if two of those guys are playing, now you're starting to close your offense in a little bit because they can't spread the floor?
Well, if you have the combination with Dennis or Frank, I'll be okay with that because, again, it's not that Frank can't make a shot. Is he willing to take it? So if he's taking the threes that he's taking in FIBA, I feel a little more better because it's not like he has a broken shot. He can make a shot. Last year, it was just, is he willing to take it? He just wasn't willing to take these shots. But this year, if he coming with the confidence, willing to take the shot, I'm okay with that. As long as he flinged them up when he get the space to be open, I'm fine. But with Dennis Smith, I haven't seen him in a real game to see if his jump shot is consistent. Now, if his jump shot is there, if he shoots 35% this year from three, I'll be okay with that.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Take that all day.
Elfrid Payton, just the way he shoots, I don't think he's ever gonna be and the way he plays, I don't think he's ever going to be a three-point shooter. He probably could make a shot, but
he had a couple years at He had a couple years in Orlando, a year or two, where he was shooting 36, 37% or something like that.
Yeah, but he wasn't. You have to look at the attempts. Now, if he's taking like one or two threes a game,
right? But I think he had decent attempts. Yeah, I think he had decent attempts. It was the year before he left Orlando. I think he had some decent attempts. He was shooting 36, 37%. His shot is not broken. He has a good shot, good form, good follow through, decent touch. Let's see if he can reclaim it.
Sim, he's just not a shooter, bro. He's like, you can tell when someone can make shots and when someone just can't make shots. Like, he could probably make a three from here and there, but is he somebody that you're going to rely on to hit a three consistently? No.
Well, you don't have. I don't think he has to. He doesn't have to be someone that you rely on to do it. That you say, okay, he's going to be our knockdown 3-point shooner. He doesn't have to be that, right? But he does have to be someone who can spread the floor out for you and be able to knock it down on occasion. So look, so look, I'm gonna read this off to you. Let me read this off to you real quick. All right, his last year in Orlando, he shot it at 37%.
Not bad.
Okay, and he shot 1.5 attempts per game.
Oh, that ain't good.
But listen, that's what he shot his whole career. His whole career, he shot 1.5%. 1.5 attempts per game. But what I'm saying is, he did it the 1 year. He shot 37%. All right. He was traded to Phoenix. When he went to Phoenix, he went down to 20%. Last season, he was 31. What I'm saying is, it's there. The possibility is there. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is that he has to correct.
What he has to correct is he don't attempt them. Like, he doesn't attempt them. That's what I'm talking about. He doesn't attempt them. He looks more to get into the paint, to create and to score. That's his game. That's been his game since college.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is, when he does attempt them, he's had a year where he shot 37%. Let's see if he can duplicate that year, knowing that is going to be something that's critical for this season. Let's see if he can make it happen again. I'm hoping that he can.
I have a question to ask you.
Yeah.
I've been thinking. I kind of want RJ Barrett to come off the bench.
Don't listen, man. The chat's gonna kill you. Watch it. Watch it. Every time we talk about that man coming off the bench, they come for people's neck.
I don't care, because I just realized something. Because of the lineup, right? Because of RJ Barrett, I want him to work on his strengths this year more than anything, which is scoring within close to the paint. And because Randall is going to be mostly in the paint most of the time to start the offense or to score on the offense, I kind of want the bench unit to rely on RJ to develop his offensive game. And then in time, he probably get the starting spot. But I kind of want him off the bench to refine his offense and stuff like that, to have a little more attempts off the bench. Because I think when he's in the starting lineup, he's not going to have the attempts that he would have if he's coming off the bench with the young guys. I kind of want that chemistry.
Okay.
With the young guys.
All right.
Off the bench. I've been thinking a couple of days about that.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get to you guys that joined this French Knicks podcast. I'm gonna get to you and my man guest. If you can put your name in there so we know who you are. I'm gonna get to you guys. But before I do that, I want to go ahead. I want to get to some more of these interviews because there's a few interviews today. We heard from David Fizdale. I also want to listen to Marcus Morris, right? Because the theme, from the interviews is about old school New York Knicks basketball. And I wanted to start with David Fizdale because he talked about Elfrid Payton and the way that Elfrid Payton is kind of like an intense, relentless type of guy, and he rebounds the basketball. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna put pressure on. He's gonna put pressure on the opposing point guard defensively. He's gonna put pressure on him. You know what I mean? But we want to put pressure, and I don't mean full court pressure. I just mean pressure. He's gonna be up in your face defensively. But we need everybody to be up in your face defensively, and we have some guys where we can put a good defensive lineup on the floor. Like Mark is saying. He's talking about RJ Barrett coming off the bench, running with the young guys. We've shot around different lineups, throughout these streams. For weeks, we've been shooting around different lineups. There are some people that would like to see a veteran lineup start the game, like a Elfrid Payton, Wayne Ellington, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle. And then you can go ahead and go with Mitch. He's a young guy, but he's the only shot blocking center that we have. You know what I mean? We'll see how it goes, but more than who's starting and coming off the bench, we can put lineups out there that can dog it out. Lineups up there that can get up in you defensively. And play that old school style. The thing that Isaiah doesn't want to hear about. Isaiah don't want to hear about that old school New York Knicks 90s basketball. But I do. Sorry, Isaiah, I do. I want to hear about it, and I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? But let's listen to Marcus Morris because Marcus Morris wants to hear about it. Marcus Morris wants to see it. This is Marcus Morris, ladies and gentlemen.
Lead by example, continue to help the young guys, be a voice. And I'm a respected guy in this league, so, I put a lot of work in. I've been in here for 9 years, so, it's kind of easier for guys to be able to listen, because, I've been around and, they can relate to me.
What do you expect the offense to look like? Fizdale has been talking about more diverse offense. Do you think it's going to be a running offense, or what do you?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both. I think it's going to be,
what's up, guys?
Obviously, the league is, based on pick and roll. So
Isaiah, look at this, man.
Moving the ball around. Drew can score it well. I can score from, all three levels. D. Smith can score it well. We got a lot of guys that, that can put on the ground. Rook can go do a lot of different things. And, really mainly, we want to be a great defensive team first. So, we've been really, focused on our defensive schemes and, making sure everybody in the right spots and stuff like that. But, offense going to come.
Marcus, what have you seen from Alonzo? What do you expect from him this season?
I expect him, to piggyback off of last year, continue to play better, play good, score that thing. For a second-year player, he's really improved his game, and he seems like a vet the way he plays the game. He plays with his pace. He's got a bright future.
I think I know Brad Stevens kind of went like point guards, wings, bigs instead of traditional positions. But it seemed like he played mostly like those four positions. Is that what you think he'll be playing here? Do you kind of expect to toggle between perimeter and 3 and 4?
I just expect to be on the floor. Fizz know what I could do. No matter what you put me at 3, 4, or 2, it's gonna be the same thing. You get the same production. He's really wherever he's at. I think I'd be very effective. At the end of the day, I'm a smart basketball player. I know the game. I watch a ton of film. So it's not going to be hard to go from position to position. Nowadays it's positionless basketball. So wherever I'm at on the court, I really don't look at myself as a 4-3. But, I think you guys will be surprised at, how well I can handle the ball, how well I can shoot the three off the dribble and do multiple things with the ball in my hand.
Do you expect to get some playmaking opportunities?
For sure.
Any of the young guys stood out to you or surprised you at all in these practices or scrimmages?
They all playing really well. They're all playing really well. They're all very, very coachable. They're willing to learn. They're playing hard. It's not too much kickback from. They listening. I think we have a great group of young guys, and I'm excited to see how it's all translating to the season.
I think after we spoke to you on media day, I think Greg Popovich in San Antonio made a reference to you.
Yeah.
Used the word unprofessional, and it didn't seem very flattering remark. But I mean, were you surprised that he singled you out that way?
Yeah, I was very surprised, but I have nothing but respect for Pop. I'm not going to sit up here and say anything. Obviously, they made a big move, and like I said, on my side, things weren't clear for me, so I made a decision based on what I knew and for my family. I hope them nothing but the best. Going forward this season, I'm in New York now. And, I'm just ready to get started.
Do you feel a little bad how it worked out from the Spurs end, or you can't really worry about that?
I mean, like I said, man, I got a lot of roots down there. A lot of Kansas guys and guys that, that went to Kansas. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, because they made a move and they had a great young player, and I feel bad that it had to happen that way. But at the end of the day, man, I'm here to focus on the New York Knicks.
Are you wondering on that season opener? I think the season opener is going to be in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Are you wondering about maybe the crowd reaction?
I mean, I'm from North Philly, man. Talking about a crowd. I mean, you boo me. Hey, I've been booed before. But at the end of the day, man, I had nothing but love for, Pop and RC and Brian Wright and them guys down there. I know them personally, and, I'm sad it had to happen that way, and, but it's the NBA.
That happens a lot where guys kind of give like a verbal commit before you have to sometimes like wait a week before you sign the contract. Like from your standpoint,
RJ could play without the ball, I think.
Is that verbal commitment? Like, can you still look for other offers out there? The teams usually still come after you in free agency.
No, I made that decision. It was all on me. I made the decision myself, and like I said, man, I made a decision off of unknown situations from things that me and my agent had discussed, and at the end of the day, I wanted to take my career in my own hands, so that's the decision I made.
As one of the vets on this team, what do you want this team's mentality and identity to look like?
Old school Knicks, protect the garden. And my biggest thing is no one's coming in there and disrespecting us. If anything, we're gonna come in there, you're gonna get a hard-fought game, better team gonna win, but we're not tolerating no disrespect, and ain't nobody coming in there and thinking it's gonna be easy. So, that's the first and foremost, and I think we got the guys. Matter of fact, I know we got the guys that's gonna stand up and that's gonna fight every night.
You guys got a couple bigs now. Like, you guys can play big at times with your lines. I think Fizz said he wants to. Do you imagine like a time when you guys can play a little bit of bully ball? Because teams are going smaller now.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see a lot of that. Every time I'm on the court, it's bully ball. So, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. Guys like Bobby Portis, Drew Randall's a bulldog, Taj Gibson, Lonzo, Rook. We got a lot of guys, man, to keep throwing at people. And I think it's gonna be a very, very fun year, and it's gonna be a very surprising year.
And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that's going to make sure that these guys continue to play hard throughout the season, go out there and lay it to the other team, it's going to be Marcus Morris. Because, let's put it like this, guys not going to want to face Marcus Morris in the locker room. If they're not coming out there and playing the way that they're supposed to play, if they're not coming out there and busting their ass every single minute, every single night on the floor, you're not going to want to hear Marcus Morris. You're not going to want to know what Marcus Morris is going to say to you. Right? So some of these young guys, Kevin Knox, RJ Barrett, Alonzo Trier, Frank Ntilikina, they're going to come out there and bust their ass on the floor because they're scared of Marcus Morris in the locker room. That's a healthy fear that you need. You know what I'm saying? A healthy fear that you need. having Marcus Morris on the team. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I really do hope that somehow, some way, the Knicks can find a way to keep this guy around going forward, moving into the future. He can be a vital piece to your team. We don't know what everything is going to, how it's going to flow, how it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? We know that we understand the strategy behind his move to the Knicks and what it could look like for him next summer. You know what I mean? But if there's a way we can keep this guy around, let's try to keep him around, man, because he can be good for the team as long as he's a good teammate in the locker room. Let's put it like this. He's going to be straight with you. He may get in your face. He may let you know the truth when you don't want to know the truth. But you need a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? You need a guy like that. And I'm excited to have him. He's really going to set the tone for the Knicks out there. You know, he's going to set the tone. Now, listen, we were just talking about Elfrid Payton being an aggressive, intensive guy. Now you got a Marcus Morris, a guy that can move. I mean, he said he can even be at the 2. So you got a guy that can go from the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Whew. And Marcus Morris. You know what I mean? And play defense on any one of those guys. And so I like it. I like that old school talk. Sorry, Isaiah, you may not. I do. I like that old school talk. It's what we need. We need more of it. You know what I mean? I like the fact that he wants to protect the Garden. Nobody's coming into the Garden this year to drop 60. It's not happening. That's not what we're about this year. You're not coming to the Garden to drop 60. Go someplace else. Go to Brooklyn and drop 60. But you're not coming to the Garden to drop 60. Let me get to a phone call, ladies and gentlemen. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Oh, before you go on, let me just give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my man Itzy Boywin. Itzy or Boyin, whatever. I can't really say his name, but he's on Sportscaster right now. Big shout out to you, Itzy. Okay, caller, what's popping with you, bro?
Hi.
How you doing? Nope. I guess they didn't really have too much to say. All right. Anyway, caller didn't have a lot to say. I want to listen to, sticking with the old school theme, we're going to listen to Bernard King. Bernard King was in practice with the guys today. All right. We'll listen to the message that Bernard King had for the Knicks. Right. And then we'll get to the video chat and talk about, this old school Knicks basketball. And my man that was on the line, he said, hi, and jumped off. What's up with that, brother? Hi. How you doing? Say something, man. Talk Knicks. Don't be scared. Nobody gonna hurt you up in here. Bernard King, folks. Bernard King.
Since you've been up here, or you've just been watching?
Well, I've always interacted with the team. Coach Fizdale, he asked me if I would consider attending training camp. And so I talked to them briefly prior to their workout, just as I did last year.
What was your message to these guys?
Well, in training camp, you're trying to put in a new system. You're trying to get guys acclimated. And as I shared, you have to practice as you play. And that's really one of the most important keys that you can take away from training camp is you always practice as you play. And if you do that, you'll play consistently.
What kind of tips did you give RJ there, Bernard? Anything good?
Well, I won't delve too much into our personal conversation, but it's obvious to me that he wants to be an outstanding player. And anytime you have an opportunity to talk to someone that's had tremendous success in professional sports and basketball in general or in life, then you try to glean some thoughts from them to try to help aid yourself. And, as I shared with them, the key is hard work. I said, hey, when I was an all-pro, I used to go in on Sunday. Nobody was in the gym but me. So I was constantly working on my game, and that's one of the things you have to do.
What do you feel about his game and what he has to work on? I mean, I don't know how much you saw of the summer league.
I didn't see the summer league, but, obviously I saw him playing college.
Yeah.
And, one of the things I told him, when I came into the league, I couldn't handle the ball in open form, and as you know, I excelled at that at one point. And I didn't have a jump shot beyond 15 feet. And so I developed those aspects of my game. And in any profession, you have to build your skill sets. And he's a obviously a tremendous talent. He's going to have a great career, and he'll continue to grow as any young player would.
Did you know his dad at all when his dad played at St. John's? Or?
No, I didn't.
What do you think of in general about the team that they put together this year?
Well, I think they have some very talented players. Obviously, they're the youngest team in the league. But when you think of Randall and some of the experienced players they have in terms of Morris and Gibson, and you have some really good, talented young players that's going to continue to develop. And
So I do think you guys have iCloud, so I think
very
that's
effective
good.
job in bringing in free agents that would like to be here and would like to play in this market in New York.
What about your other team you played for, the Nets, and what they did? And surprised that Kevin and Kyrie decided to go there instead of on the big
No,
stage?
it really is not a surprise. It's similar to LeBron going to Miami. Just Wade and he are very, very good friends, right? And so you had a similar circumstance in terms of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. They're very good friends, and they wanted to play together.
But why not here?
You have to ask them that. I can't get into their heads and their minds, so you would have to really ask them that question.
You had a relationship with Carmelo when he was here. I'm sure you still do. I mean, are you surprised that he's not on the team at this point?
Well, Carmelo is one of the greatest players that's ever played the game. I've always maintained that. And, I'm honored that he patterned a large part of his game after mine. And so, I think it's a little surprise for everyone. But, the league changes and it shifts, and sometimes you have to adjust your game accordingly. But he's a great, great talent and always will be.
Do you have a relationship with Taj at all, being a Brooklyn guy?
Well, believe it or not, we grew up in the same projects in Brooklyn. Fort Greene, we went to the same elementary school, PS 67. And I was told that's why he wears number 67 because of our elementary school. So it's great to see him here. And as I told him, welcome to New York. You're going to love it.
Do you like some of the toughness they brought in, some of the rebounding, the veterans?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, if you're going to win consistently on a nightly basis, you have to have talented players, but you also have to have players that are tough. And if you've looked at the great players over the years, myself included, and you looked at a guy like Kevin Durant, his demeanor has changed over the years. Michael Jordan has changed his demeanor over the years. Kobe changed his demeanor. All great players have to become tougher to lead a team and become great at what they do. And that's just one of the things that's demanded. And you got some great veterans here. As I told Morris, I love his game, and I think he's going to bring a toughness to this team.
And there we go, folks. You heard it. Marcus Morris is going to bring a toughness to this team. I do like the fact that old school, guys like Bernard King come and talk to the team. You know what I'm saying? Now, does it mean that, these guys are going to just automatically take on their persona? No, of course not. You know what I'm saying? But to hear how they had their success, to hear how they became successful, is always good for the young guys to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because the same principles that you applied back in 1985, 1983, 82, you're going to apply today. The game might be a little bit different, right? But you're going to apply those same principles, especially when it comes to work ethic, when it comes to, the mechanics of the game. You know what I mean? The time you spend studying the game and those type of things. And then, of course, it's always good to play homage to the legends and make sure the guys know who paved the way for them. So I love having them there. I like what he's talking to them about being tough. Any good team's got to have some toughness. You know what I'm saying? Old school Knicks basketball. That's the theme. That was the theme of camp today. You can feel it. That was the theme. Let me get to a phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
No, I was speaking about Marcus Morris, how he's talking about the grit and grind, how he wants to protect the guard and bring the toughness back and stuff, and how a lot of players in the past, they would say the same thing. I've been reading online, people say, we hear that every year, every guy that comes in saying the same exact thing, but they're not actually about it. But Morris, for example, he's about what he speaks, He's about what he preaches, and he has the playoff experience to go along with that. And, with the Celtics, he was really good last season in the playoffs. He was one of the most consistent players in the playoffs.
Yeah. And then now I'm going to repeat what I said. So you guys just got the whole conversation again. My bad. You know how I do sometimes. But anyway, yeah, Marcus Morris has that reputation. He's done it already in the league. It's not like he's just saying it. Like you said, a lot of people come in and they just say it. He's not just saying it. He has that reputation of actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that they went out and got guys that actually have the reputation of doing it and living it and living that experience.
He's definitely one of those glue guys that you need on a playoff team, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm glad he's here, and I hope he can stick around for a while. We'll see how that goes, but I hope he can stick around for a while. But, hey, I appreciate the call, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Take it easy, man.
All right, take it easy. Peace.
All right.
Oh, you know what I meant to say that I called it? You know, I just recently learned that Rakim, you know, that one of my idols, Rakim, lives in Pennsylvania. I didn't know that. That's like 2 hours for me. I'm saying, Rakim, you better watch out. If I ever find out where you live, I'm knocking on your door just so I can shake your hand, my brother. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen, 516-405-2246. Talk to me a little bit about New York Knicks and this old school basketball, the theme of old school basketball. Let's get to another phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Sam.
What's good with you, brother? How you feeling?
You know, I'm at work, but I had to call in once I saw BK hit the screen.
All right.
You know what that means? That means I had to call in. I see you. You got the brim tight. You looking real like you ready to go shoot some jumpers right now.
Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got practice tonight. You know, I'm feeling. I'm pumped. I feel amped. You know what I mean? I'm ready.
You know, from what you were saying, because I was on the chat. And from what you were saying earlier, and this is what maybe some of the young cats don't really understand, like the certain mentality that has to be played here in New York basketball. You know, from the streets on, where it was, you know, no blood, no foul. Not that we can't play that way no more in the NBA. We understand that, but there's a certain level of intenseness that has to be brought. All of this, if I see one of our guys this year taking selfies and trading for uniforms, tops or whatever, I'm telling you, I want him out of town. And that's from the top player to the bottom player. I don't want to see one of you guys out there swapping jerseys. Okay, ask Moutier what happened last year when he tried to swap jerseys with what's the name from Miami.
With Dwayne Wade.
And I respect D Wade, you understand, but that's a Miami guy. I don't want a Miami jersey. You know,
right.
we know what that legacy is all about. You see what I'm saying? So all of it's got to be a certain, you know, and BK said it, a certain toughness. Here's a man that never shook hands before the start of a game.
Right.
You understand? You have no video footage where where an opponent can say that BK gave him a dap, a pound, a high five, or anything before the beginning of the game, because you know why? It never happened. And that's the mentality we got to go in with going forward. I'm going to go back to work, but I just had to jump on for a quick second.
All right, man.
Knicks family, you know what it is. Couple of weeks, the journey begins.
It begins, baby. Hey, listen, I'm as excited for this team as if we got two huge stars. Really, I am. I feel like
I tried to tell you, Sam, from early. You know, when everybody was, you know, a little tight on top because of what didn't happen. When I start looking at the pieces, I'm like, you know what? There's some things here.
Yeah.
There's some things here. There's some things here, especially in a weak Eastern Conference. There's some things here that can balance itself out. You know what? I'm a DSJ guy. DSJ, if you're not playing well, guess what? Elfridge Payton can come right in and take your spot. He may not be the three, and I think I heard was one of the, I don't know if it was Mark or whatever that was talking about, you know, him shooting. You know, if Elfridge Payton hits the mark that he hit in Orlando a couple of years ago, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I just don't want him trying to shoot 4 per game.
Right. Yeah, I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? You hitting that 1.5, 2, and you really hot one day and you really drilling them, okay,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Exactly.
Let's not be something that you're not.
Right. And that's what Fizdale said. We don't want him to try to be Steph Curry. Only Steph Curry could be Steph Curry. We want you to do what you do and do it well.
Yeah, do what you do it well. You know, everybody's here. DSJ is here, and one last thing before I run, because I've said it before. Barrett needs to come off the bench. I'm out. Bam.
All right, brother.
Later.
Peace. I'm telling y'all, listen, I said it before, man, that it's possible that he could come off the bench and someone like a Wayne Ellington or whoever starts. And maybe it's not Wayne Ellington, I don't know. You know what I mean? But, people was like, oh, Sim, you wilding out right now. You know what I mean? Get to another phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
How you doing, son?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man.
So, right now we talk about old school Knicks, man. That was the theme coming out of training camp today was old school Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Playing that old school New York Knicks basketball, that hardcore old school basketball. Let me ask you this. Can it happen in today's league? That's going to be the question, right? Because today's league, everything is designed so that the offense can prosper, right? Everything is designed for the offense to do well, because you know how it was back in the 90s when every team was, the bad boy Pistons kind of set the tone, and then you had the Knicks and other teams, take pieces of what they were doing, and then you had these brawls breaking out all over the place. The game scores was 87-88, you know what I mean? Everybody's now accustomed to scores going up 110, 120 points. You know what I'm saying? And guys scoring 37 points in the quarter and stuff like that, because of the way everything is designed now so that the offense can score, because that's going to sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? But can it be done? It's not going to be exactly that, but that mentality, can we be just that team that people who's nervous to come in and play because we're bruisers that way? You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the way things are designed in the NBA today. What do you think?
For sure. I mean, I'm only 25, so I really wasn't around for the 90s, but I definitely know what you're talking about for sure. If you look at a team like last year, like the Clippers, that was a team that other teams definitely, they didn't want to play the Clippers. And you've seen it in the playoffs when they got 2 games from the Warriors. There's teams in the league currently where they play defense every night. Boston was that before last year. San Antonio is that every year. Miami is that. And they do it without necessarily having a fight or assault other players. They do it just playing hard all the time. But it's funny that you asked that question, because when we didn't get KD and Kyrie, it was disappointing. But as they put that roster together, and I start seeing the names, Julius Randle, Taj Gibson, Bobby Portis. Like, have you looked at Bobby Portis? He looks absolutely crazy. No more.
I know he do.
Marcus Morris is a nut. Julius Randle is high energy, big body. Alonzo Trey is another nut. They got enough crazy people. I said there's gonna be about 4 to 5 fights this year.
It might be. It might be. It might be.
As soon as I seen that roster, I was like, yeah. They're definitely getting. Mitchell Robinson is a bug out too. He's another crazy one.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson got it. Mitchell Robinson got into it with Markieff Morris last year, right?
Yeah, with the brother.
Yeah.
Looking right in the eye.
Right.
Because Morris is tough. So they got enough players, enough dogs. That's what Marcus was saying, dogs. They got enough dogs where you're going to see Kevin Knox open his mouth this year. He might say a word.
Okay.
He didn't say anything.
Right.
He didn't scream. Even when he dunked on Ben Simmons, he didn't even scream. He walked away.
Right.
You might see him start to grab his, you feel me?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's going to be great for Frank, too. It's going to be great for Frank.
Yeah.
It's going to be great for Frank.
Because that kind of attitude permeates through everybody, and everybody starts to pick up a little bit of it. You know what I mean? Everybody starts to pick up a little bit of it.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
but yeah, hey, my man, I appreciate the call, brother.
Oh, no doubt, brother, man. Keep it up.
All right, man. Have a good one. Peace. And ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. You could join me on Sportscaster. It's a new platform. It's backed by David Stern and some other professional athletes. You know what I mean? And it's a really nice platform. When I do stream live during a game, I'll be on Sportscaster because they have some things, some tools on Sportscasters that I'm going to use when I do stream live during the game. So follow me on Sportscaster. All right, and I'll put a link in the chat so you can follow me on Sportscaster. Also, you know what I mean, on your drive home or your drive to work, or if you're just, at work and you really can't pull a video up, you can check me out on Spotify too. All right, so let me get back to the video chat. I'm going to come to Andy. My man Andy. What's going on, Andy? How you like what you're hearing so far today, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? Happy to be joining in. Well, I didn't get to listen to the last interview. I'm not talking about Bernard. I watched Morris. I'm just like a minute off Kevin Knox interview because I was running late today. But I'm happy to be joining you. I wanted to show off my new haircut.
Yeah, you looking fresh, man. I seen it. You looking fresh.
Yeah. But to be serious, I hopped in because I wanted, just to plug in one or two sentences about Fiz's yesterday's interview. When he was talking about, Frank stealing some plays from France and stuff like that. That was the thing I was expecting he's going to say on media day. And that would be perfect. But on the second day of, training day, I'll take it as well.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. That's a great thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the perfect words he used. Just everything. Only thing that maybe tickled me a little bit is that he said that he saw like 90% of the games. It's like, man, fans even watch every minute of it.
Yeah.
So why didn't you? But that's
maybe him and his wife had a date or early in the morning. Who knows? I don't know.
Exactly.
But if Jeff Hornacek or if David Fizdale, if they would have did it not last year, but if they would have did it when Frank first came into the league, it may have helped his transition a little bit more. But you know what? Hey, let's see if it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see if it works.
They just have other basketball philosophies, man, than we do even. So
yeah. Let's see if it works.
And they're in charge now, so
right. I want to get to Isaiah real quick.
Yeah, before he gets caught off again by his internet.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get caught. You know what I mean? Find out. Isaiah, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Have you gotten a demerit yet or been written up yet because you've been on with me during the day? If so, I apologize, but I'm not shooting you no cash if that happens, so don't come asking for it.
Listen, man, nah, we good. My head manager. Let's just say we cool. We cool like that.
All right, that's what's up. But listen, man, everybody wants that old school Knicks, Isaiah.
Oh my God.
Everybody wants that feeling. But let me ask you. I get it. Let me just ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. You know what I'm saying? Your shirt's real colorful. You look like a grade school kid with the shirt. But anyway, let me ask you this. Can it happen, though? Can it happen? Can they really? I mean, they can have the mentality, but can they really bring it back with the way the NBA is played, with the way the game is played today?
Yes, they can bring it back in a more smart, efficient way that fits the NBA today. They can be dogs on the court. We got the personnel, like I said earlier. I think we can be a top 15 defense. I don't want to say top 10 because top 10 you're getting into the playoffs. I don't care what nobody says. You got top 10 defense, you get into the playoffs. Top 15 for sure. We got the dogs. We got the mentality. I think the biggest thing and people are going to make fun of it and people are going to wonder why we did it, but I see why we paid Top Gibson that money, man, to get in here, man. Mm-hmm. He's a Tom Thibodeau kind of guy. He's a Tom Thibodeau guy.
Yeah.
And I always listen. I never respected him. I never respected Tom Thibodeau on the offensive end, and I hated how he ran his plays to the ground. But defensively, I've never not admired him for that. His players played hard, and then you got dudes like Marcus Morris that you get the notification from Bleach Report that this dude's talking about you know what? I don't want anybody coming to MSG and disrespecting us. And I just said, give the Knicks have my money right now, man. We haven't had nobody talk like that in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Talking about, don't disrespect the home court. There's no, flipping bottles and all that other stuff, man.
That's
And all
right.
that other crap that these players was doing, man. Like I said last night to you, son, to me, it would be a shame if Fizdale, he said he watched 90% of Frank's, games. You can't not play this kid with Mitchell Robinson. After you seen what he did with Rudy Gobert, you can't. You would not be doing the team justice by not having those two on the floor together for a defensive stop, at least for defensive purposes. You be not talking about what you want to preach, man. I think when you got a lineup of Morris, Frank, Mitchell, and Tops Gibson, man, you're talking about. I think that telling you, son, this team can be a smart, efficient defense, man. We bring the right personnel in here to be good.
Yeah, and I like what you're saying about Frank and Mitchell Robinson playing together. Frank him and Rudy Gobert had good ESP together. We'll see if it happens, with Mitchell now. Of course, Mitchell Robinson is a little bit younger, so, his roles may not be He's not going to have the same basketball IQ yet as Rudy Gobert to make sure he gets all the angles and stuff. But that'll come. That'll come on the offensive side. But having them two, defensively, like you're saying, is that'll be key. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see them together a lot.
Yeah. Hey, Sim, can I say one thing, Sim? And I'll say this. I'll say this about Mark. And Mark was right about it. To give Mark credit, Mark was right about how Frank plays good with a defensive big. Because even with I hate saying his name, but KP, when there is a reason people don't take this as serious as they should. There is a reason why when KP and Frank played, that was our best. That year they had it was ridiculous of how they held opponents down to 100 points when they were on the floor together. Man, I'm telling you, Sam, and I know you know it, but if you put Frank with a defensive big, it's almost like I'm telling you, we can be a very, really, really great defensive team.
Yeah, well.
And like you said, Mitch is not going to be on the level of Rudy Gobert, not right now. But like you said, he's young. He got the ability. He actually is more athletic than
he is.
Than,
way
Rudy.
more athletic.
He's more athletic.
Way more athletic than Rudy Gobert. Yeah. Okay. But hey, I want to get to listening to Kevin Knox. All right, the last interview for the day, and then we can dissect that a little bit. All right. And listen, guys, man, I'm glad you guys, I know some of you guys are at work. Don't get in trouble. Please don't get in trouble. You know what I mean? Just, take it easy. All right. Let's listen to Kevin Knox.
So how has the first 3 practices been? Does it feel different than last season?
Yeah, I mean, practice has been going great. Great energy, great competition. We've been getting up and down a little bit. But overall, I think we've had a good first 3 practices. I think we got the culture through to all the new players. I mean, great energy in the gym, everyone cheering each other up, learning from the older guys. So, I mean, it's very competitive. A lot of different energy from last year.
You like having another Kentucky guy here with Julius?
Oh, yeah, man. Kentucky's always family, man. That's one thing when you go there. I mean, you always BBN. I mean, everywhere you go, you're going to find some Kentucky family. So it's good to have him in here. I mean, I've been getting some shots up with him, talking to him, trying to learn some new things, offense and defense. So it's always great to have another Kentucky player on the team.
Did you know him much before?
I mean, a little bit, not really. I mean, when I was at Kentucky, he came and talked back to the team a little bit, so I talked to him a little bit there. But, I mean, this is the first time I actually got to communicate with him and actually sit down and talk with him.
Have you talked to Bernard since he's been here at practice?
Yeah, I talked to him this morning. I mean, last year, we had dinner. I mean, I met with him like 3 or 4 times last year. Just trying to pick at his brain. He's one of the greatest scorers of all time, so he just gave me some tips here and there. I mean, just telling me something about his history, telling me some stuff about my game where he's been watching. I mean, he watches pretty much all the games, so he just gave me some tips here and there. So it's always good to learn from someone like that. I mean, it's a great player in NBA history. I mean, so I always want to be able to pick his brain and learn new things from him.
What's the best advice you got from him in terms of scoring?
I mean, he's different when it comes to that. I mean, he's got spots on the court that he works on before practice, after practice, before the games, that he just wants to go to each spot before the game and be able to knock those shots down, kind of master those spots. So he's kind of just telling me to master some of the shots, moves that I'd like to do just master those moves before you move on to something else.
How much different is the offense this year compared to last year?
I mean, we're kind of running some similar stuff. I mean, a lot of flow game, a lot of pick and roll. I mean, a lot of just getting everyone involved. I mean, he hasn't really put no plays in or anything like that, but I mean, everyone's pretty doing a good job of just adapting to the new offense. I mean, got a lot more time than we did last year, so I mean, we're just trying to get to know each other. Point guards trying to get to know each other, all the players' movements and stuff like that. So just playing more freely right now, just getting up and down, just trying to pass the ball and show the game.
All the young guys on the team. I don't know, like what you think of the playbook so far, just what you guys have done in practice. Do you feel like it's a little more complex this season as opposed to last year?
Fizz actually hasn't put no plays in. I mean, he's just kind of just put more of like some like fast break stuff in, some flow game and stuff like that. He hasn't really put any plays or any set plays at all yet. I mean, he just wants us to master our fast break, master our flow game before we get into all the other stuff.
Has anyone stood out or impressed you? Some of the new guys or a rookie in the first couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good guys out here. I mean, he's not new, but Frank's been doing really well. I mean, lately, I mean, just bringing defensive energy. Marcus Morris can really shoot the ball. Lamar Peters is another guy that's really a pest on the ball defensively. I mean, Julius had a great practice today. I mean, he was really just being more of a leader today, talking to me, talking to some of the other players. So, I mean, it's always good to have some of those older guys in the gym, just talking through the young guys through each play, each possession, just teaching them new things.
You had a lot of minutes last year, and coach is going to figure out who goes where in the rotation. Yeah. If your minutes were to decrease at all, is it possible to still develop if you're not getting as much minutes? Like, how does that work? Like in practice?
Yeah, you could definitely develop if you're not playing as much. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the league that start off when they first come in, don't play much at all, and then they become very superstars. So I mean, just might just staying in the gym, stay confident in yourself, working on your game in the summer, learning the offense. I mean, practice. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the league that I can name that. I mean, just started off not really doing much, but just progressed and kept developing into great superstars.
Was that hard on you at all last year to be a rookie and be asked? There was times where you were the lead option and.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't hard at all, but I mean, it did get tough. I mean, there's a lot of stretches where I struggled a little bit, but I mean, people in my circle just kept me up, stayed confident in myself. The coaching staff, I mean, just made sure that I stay in the gym, getting shots up, and then just keep progressing. So as the year went on, towards the mid-season, end of the year, I just felt more comfortable on the court. I think I just slowed down, but I mean, there was a lot of times where it was tough, but I wouldn't say it was hard because I mean, that's just something that you get prepared for life. I mean, it's a tough moment, so you just got to be able to get through it.
Have you given any advice to RJ about being a first-round pick, coming to this market, how to handle it?
I mean, he's very confident in himself. I mean, just the way he plays. I mean, he knows that he really can get to the basket. He's a really underrated passer. So, I mean, I talk to him here and there. I mean, he kind of knows that you just got to be able to bounce back each game. You got 82 games, so I mean, one tough game is not going to just hurt you the rest of the season. You got to be able to bounce back in this league because there's so many games. Play 4 games a week. I mean, one tough game is not going to affect you throughout the whole season.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see Kevin Knox looking big. You know, you definitely can see that he hit the weights this summer. You know, we talked about that a couple of streams ago. We do notice that he said Frank Ntilikina's been one of the standout guys, at least defensively. You know what I mean? That's where Frank Ntilikina's got to stake his claim on this team. So, you know, we'll get that out the way because I know French Knicks podcast. I'm coming to you next, French Knicks podcast. But I want to know, is Kevin Knox ready to step his game up to the next level? Is he ready to step his game up? And he seems, when I'm listening to him and watching him in interviews, he's much more comfortable. His personality is coming out a little bit more. He seems more confident. I know when we watched him in Summer League, he looked more confident. He looked very confident when we watched him in Summer League. You know, I want to know. That's when French Knicks podcast. I'm coming to you next. I want to know, do you think Kevin Knox is ready to take that next step? Is he ready to take that next step and become, you know, a primetime player for the Knicks? All right. So, French, coming to you, brother. Go ahead. It's on you, my man.
What's up, Sam?
I'm good. And just to let everybody know, man, we got the nice European connection during the daytime. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because these
Randy.
guys can get
Yeah,
on
that's
with
the
us during the
brother.
day. So yeah, it's all good. Go ahead, brother.
So, I like what Knox said, about his development and also the team chemistry. And I think he will be really good this year on the new offense system by Fizdale. So I think it's a good mix, a good fit with him and Morris at the three. I think they can both have 24 minutes, So I think Knox will play well with Frank at the same time, So overall, I think that the first three training at the training camp was really important for Knox, Barrett, Frank, DSJ, and Alfred.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna come back to you because I know you want to talk about Frank, but I want to get to Mike. So guys, let Mike know I'm coming to him. All right, Mike. What's your take, man?
They're very important.
My man. Hey, Mike. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, man. Is Kevin Knox ready to take that next step forward?
I think it's a very well possibility that he can. But I think this year he might take a next step.
So all right. So tell me, what's the next step for you?
The next step for me is, I guess, him playing better on defensive.
Yes, definitely.
And if he plays better on the defensive end and is able to do what he continued to do last year on the offensive end, I think he'll take the next step that way.
Okay. Definitely on the defensive end. He's definitely got to take that step on the defensive end because he was one of the worst in the league last year.
Because you saw some flashes of it last year when he was averaging 1.2 blocks in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. And I think a lot with Frank is, with Kevin Knox is confidence. You know what I'm saying? Just being confident. And that's going to come with time. You know what I mean? It's going to come with time with him. He's with grown men. But the guys that he's with now, they're going to make sure they're going to help him become confident. And, he can sit back. He doesn't have to be the man this year. You know what I mean? So
I feel like I don't think they should sit him, though. I feel like he needs to start, or that might hurt the way his development.
You think so? See, yeah, I tend to think that him not starting could help him. I don't know that from everything that I heard, because if you remember last year, he started off coming off the bench. Frank Ntilikina was a starting three for the first few games. And Kevin Knox was coming off the bench. I don't know if it's going to hurt his confidence. I don't know if it'll hurt his confidence. I think Marcus.
The reason why I say it might, is because they put all of their effort in him in the first year. That was the guy. Right. Before Mitch, started doing what he started to do, and if he feels like he's being pushed to the side, if he gets benched, that's how I think he might feel. That's why I'm saying it might hurt him.
Okay. Well, it'll definitely be something to watch for. I tend to think that, he'll welcome the tutelage. You heard him. They were asking him about, guys that don't get a lot of playing time. Can you still develop if you're not getting as much playing time? And he, like you said, there's been a bunch of guys who didn't get a lot of playing time and they end up being stars. Look, David Fizdale said it. He said it today. There is a chance that guys like Knox and Dennis Smith Jr. and Mitchell Robinson and Alonzo Trier don't get the same amount of minutes because there's more talent. You know what I mean? It's going to be up to them to get those minutes. So, they got to go get it. It's not just going to be given to them. They got to go get it. Caller, y'all live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what's up, Sim? This is Kevon from Maryland.
Hey, what's going on, Kevon? How you feeling, man? You going to the game Monday?
No, I'm not going to the game on Monday, but I will be going to the Knicks versus Pelicans on October 18th, preseason.
All right.
And it's pretty cool because our team is so deep that, preseason wise, I want to see everybody play. There's no really scrubs.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see everybody. But matter of fact, Kevin Knox even pointed out Lamar Peters. You know what I'm saying? You know, as a as a guy that was bringing it defensively and stuff like that. So yeah, for sure, man.
That's what's up. So we still talking about Kevin Knox?
Yep. We're still talking about Kevin Knox and can he take that next step?
Yeah. So about Kevin Knox, I mean, you look at him, man. He's jacked. I mean, like he's way stronger. It seems like he really took it to heart when it came to getting stronger. Hopefully, he still has that nice touch with that little floater. I think he could continue to develop and master that. But you know, like last year, you know, his game was cool and all. It's just that like when he used to go to the rim, he used to shy away much too much from contact. I think his finishing style was just a little bit too soft for his and just too much floating away from contact. Hopefully this year we see a lot more moments like the ones we saw when he dunked on Ben Simmons. You know, that play was just kind of perfect setup. You know, he kind of got the ball off an offensive rebound. The play kind of broke down, so he was able to you know, dunk on Simmons. But, you know, hopefully we see a lot more of him finishing through contact. And, you know, because it seems like last year the only player that really got better at finishing around the rim, to me, in my opinion, was Moutier. But like Fizdale, you know, like that was the number one thing I thought Fizdale, you know, was going to bring. Fizdale said that in Miami they really have a whole layup and finishing program. So I was expecting to see better finishing from all of our players. So hopefully we'll see that from Knox with the strength.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, definitely he's bigger. He looks bigger. Shoulders look bigger. I think he's going to do a better job finishing. What I want to see him do is, you know, extend to the basket. I talk about it a lot. Extend to the basket. Last year, a lot of times he would let the ball up a little bit early instead of extending. You know what I mean? I want to see him extend to the basket, get those fouls, go to the foul line. Look, Knox might be a 40% three-point shooter this year.
That'd be nice.
He might
be real nice.
He might knock it down for 40% this year. I think last season Kevin Knox was 36% from three last year? 35 or 36% from three last year? And you know what? It was a little bit surprising to me when I looked it up. Right? And from what we've seen in summer league, let me see if I can I'm gonna try to pull this up real quick. From what we've seen in summer league, his shot looked a little bit more pure. Oh, he's 34% from three last season. That's decent. That's pretty decent as a rookie. All right, so maybe let me not give him 40%. Let me give him 37%. I'm going to say 37%. That's a prediction I'm going to have. Knox is going to shoot 37% from three this year. That's what I'm going with. Yeah. But
and you know, I feel like, you know, maybe it's going to be year 2, which is where we are now, year 3, year 4 when it comes to Knox, where I really want to start looking left and right. I want to look at Mikal Bridges. I want to look at Miles Bridges, because last draft it was all about, do we choose one of the Bridges or, you know, and then Knox was his dark horse. Like I strongly believe, I'm sticking my neck out here, but I strongly believe I was one of the first ones to take a look at this Kevin Knox kid from Kentucky, and I was like, you know what, this kid got the frame. He could shoot. His like jumper looks really good, and I was saying like he looks like the prototypical, like, you know, he has a prototypical game and the prototypical body for the modern NBA. And I think we're starting to see that. I mean, year 2, I think the weight and the strength is going to do him wonders for his game. As long as he can continue to shoot the ball well, guys like Marcus Morris in practice is really going to sharpen Kevin Knox because, you know, it just helps to have that one bully on your team who during practice is not your friend, but then when it's game time, you got that as an ally. So from like, you know, a year 2, I do think Knox is going to step up. I think it's really going to be about the percentages, not really about the overall points per game because we just have too many minutes to spread around. But I definitely want to start looking left and right. I want to look at the Bridges. both Miles and McCall, and see what we got when it comes to comparing him to other guys in his draft class.
Okay. All right. Hey, my man, I appreciate the call, bro.
I appreciate it.
All right, have a good one. Come on. And I want to say to the chat real quick, I need you guys, especially Isaiah. Isaiah, I'm going to dedicate this one to you. Right? But it's a message for everybody. All right? Because you keep coming in and out, right? You keep coming in and out. When you come in, you got to mute yourself automatically, right? Because like Andy's letting you in. Andy can't mute you.
Oh,
so you got to mute yourself because you're coming in making noise. And I know what you're doing. Like every time your manager walks by, you're hiding the phone so he don't see you talking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. You're hiding the phone, act like you're doing some work or whatever, and then you got to come back into the chat. But when you come back into the chat, but that's for everybody. When Andy lets you in, he can't mute you. So you have to mute yourself when you come in so that you don't come in. And there he goes again, hiding from his boss. See, doing that. But anyway. Why you keep coming in and out? What you doing?
It's my connection.
Oh, well, anyway, I'm about to head off anyway. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you give me your last word so you don't get fired?
Oh, yeah, man, great. Thank you, I appreciate that. Great show as always, Sam. You've been killing it, man. And I know you're going nonstop right now. So shout out to you. Shout out to Andy. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Who's Mark. Listen, man, I'm calling in now, Sam. I'm predicting it. I know you're going to do predictions one day before the season starts. But I am predicting now. This will be a lot of people's favorite Knicks team of the last 25 years.
Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
This is going to be one of the Knicks. This is going to be one of the people's favorite teams in the last 25 years.
All right.
25 years.
I can see that happening.
Just so everybody be clear, it's not going to be better than
I don't know about
25
years.
54 wins.
I don't know if it's going to be the favorite in 25 years. I don't know about 25 years.
Well, how about the last 20 years? Because that means the 99 Knicks was in there. So I'm going to minus them. Last 20 years is going to be this is going to be one of most Knicks fans' favorite teams.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you rock, man. All right, so you
I don't want to get fired.
Don't get fired. You know what I'm saying? You had that pink slip in your office mailbox when you.
Shout out to Andy for the fresh cut, by the way. I know you got a black barber now, so shout out to Andy.
All right, man. All right, Andy, I'm gonna come to you, man, and give us some last words, real quick, Andy.
Yeah, happy that these episodes are maybe a little bit shorter, but at least we can join in from Europe before bed time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Next show is what, on Friday?
Next show is tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a late one. So
it'll be a late one. It'll be a late one tomorrow night.
Cool. And two things, Sim. One, I don't know how Isaiah was getting in the room. I wasn't letting him in.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like he had some admin rights or stuff like that.
I don't know. I didn't give him no admin rights unless he hacked it.
Neither did I.
He must have hacked something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sam, you need to watch out who you're taking to your home, man.
Yeah, right. Tell me about it. Exactly.
The other thing, to all the fans, shout out to you. Remember to watch Sim and the rest of us on Sportscaster. If you go into work, just plug in the link, watch for a few minutes so we get the count up. We're top 10 at the last few minutes ago. I was checking.
Yeah.
So top 10 is a good, place, but we were top 3 at the moment, like yesterday or something like that. So
yeah,
you gotta get higher, man.
Yeah, that's what we trying to do, man. That's what we trying to do. Get that sportscaster up.
Exactly. Watch at work, watch at home, watch, I don't know, on the way from work to home.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and that you should be getting that Frank Ntilikina poster anytime now.
Yo, believe me, it's going to be hanging somewhere around there.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man. Later.
Yeah, peace out.
Peace. And Mike?
Hey.
You want to give us some last words, bro, before I get up out of here?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you for letting me join this conversation. I've been watching the show for the last 2 years, so you've doing some good things. And I just want to say I hope we perform at the way I think we all think we could do. And maybe we could make it to the playoffs this year. I would hope for that, but as long as our young players are getting better, that's good for me too.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you joining us, man, whenever you can. Keep working hard, man. Keep working hard. You got to become that doctor. You got to do it. Yeah. All right, later, man. Peace.
Later.
Mark?
Yo, Sim, I wanted to throw my phone when you said Knox is going to be a 40% shooter. I wanted to throw my phone.
You must have not kept listening. I brought it down to 37.
Oh, okay.
See, I brought it down to 37. He shot 34 last year. He shot 34% last year. It's not a stretch that he can shoot 37.
No, that's not a stretch. But 40 is like JJ Redick territory. He can't shoot like Redick.
Oh, let's see. Let's see what he does when he gets in the league. It's a different team. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be set up. He's going to get a lot more open shots this year. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so let's see. He's going to get a lot of open shots. Let's see.
It's going to be a.
But also, just because he shoots 40%, just because someone shoots 40%, it still doesn't mean that they're shooting like Redick. See, Redick plays different. Redick is going to catch the ball off of a handoff and just pull up, right? Run around off of screens and pull up. Kevin Knox isn't going to do that.
He makes a lot of difficult.
Yes, and still at 40%. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Knox isn't going to do that. Kevin Knox is going to be more, he's spotting up in the corner or whatever, and it gets kicked out to him and he can knock it down. It's going to be more like that. Let's see, man. If you never know, he's going to shoot 34% from three as a rookie was good.
No, it's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
it's good. So let's see if he can get it up to 37.
With him, I'm confident because when I hear him speak, honestly, I get more excited to hear him speak more than anybody else on the team. Because when I hear him speak, it's like I'm listening to Fizz all over again, over and over. So I'm kind of feeling Knox right now because he's conscious in what he wants to do and what the coach want him to be. So they have confidence in him. So I like that the coach is doing his thing, as much as people think that he don't have the say of the players, but it is what it is, though.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna head up out of here. All right, this show is gonna replay again tonight. Mark, I'm gonna let you out. Appreciate you for joining us.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, man. Peace.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this show is gonna replay again tonight. Probably 9:30, 10 o'clock is going to replay, so it will be a replay, but still you can join in and talk to some Knicks fans that didn't get a chance to join in earlier today. All right, it's going to replay tonight. Tomorrow, I'll be on again at 11. I'm not going to be on during the day tomorrow. I'll be on during the evening tomorrow. All right, and then over the weekend, we'll see what's going to happen. I got some things planned over the weekend. I may be MIA over the weekend. I try not to be, but I might be. But anyway, have a great rest of your work day, great rest of your work week. It is Thursday, and the week is to an end, man. So enjoy it, celebrate it, and we got a lot of Knicks stuff to talk about. How much better can it get? And then Monday, we get to see the Knicks in action. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Hit me with that thumbs up. All right. Ring that notification bell. Follow me on Sportscaster. Like I said, it's another platform. I'm streaming the Sportscaster right now. So if you're on Sportscaster, follow me. I'm streaming the Sportscaster right now. It's a nice platform. And when I start to call some of the Knicks games every once in a while, I'll be doing it on Sportscaster. All right, I probably do it on both, but it'll be on Sportscaster too. They have a nice setup. They got the score up and all kinds of stuff, so it's pretty dope. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on all of those platforms. Enjoy yourself at work. I'm out, man. I'll catch y'all later. Peace. Peace.